Okay, for now it's done. I might put some kind of bulbs or something on it, but for now it's just pretty the way it is. I never had an all-white tree, and I love this farm house Christmas look. So I got that this year. The house I wanted to buy, the farmhouse I wanted to buy, it was all gray inside, gray and white with hardwood floors, and these for curtains, like curtains that looked like this throughout the house. It was really cool. But somebody else has gotten to it, and the sale is pending before I had a chance to apply for a mortgage. So, and then here's one of those weeping willow Christmas trees, and I did the red and black farm look on it and wrapped it up. This thing, when you take the bows off, you can keep it as a lamp all year round, and it glistens. It's kind of cool. Donna liked this one. And there's one other one I wanted to get, which is a cherry blossom tree. It's all black. It looks like a tree with white flowers that light up. But there was only one left, so it's probably not going to be there by the time we get money to get it. But you never know. Maybe they'll get more. I'm trying to do more minimal this year. I might put some of this ribbon on the mantle and stuff. Maybe hang a stocking up from Maverick or something. But other than that, we don't really have money for gifts this year, and there's no room in this house for much stuff. And like I said, I threw out that perfectly good fiber optic color changing Christmas tree that I've had for 20 years. It was a little bit smaller than this, but it was taking up room in the back, and I was just tired of it. Year after year, I've had it in every house I've lived in, so I got something different. White is just reminds me of the 1950s. Also reminds me of my grandmother from, gosh, the 1980s, and she used to have a little white Christmas tree with red lights on it, with a Santa Claus. And then there was Edward Scissorhands, the movie, had a white Christmas tree in it. So, I don't know, different, modern, and I haven't seen anybody decorate their tree like this before. So, I did it first, my idea. I should start a business in decorating, but people would probably want some stupid college degree or something just to decorate. People got to understand, you either have a gift or you don't. Not everybody knows how to decorate. You would think it's common sense, but you'd be surprised at how people don't know how to decorate a house or what. And it comes natural to me because I'm artistic, but I can't do math to save my life. So go figure. But anyway, I gotta get ready. I gotta go to bed because we gotta go to church again in the morning. So, and I'm exhausted. But you know, with church Saturday and Sunday, and there's never anything. There's never time. You don't get a day off on the weekends for to get anything else done around here. I just wanted to get a Christmas tree up and stuff now because, you know, normally would have had it up by now. But I figured I might as well get it out of the way. So that's it. But yeah, keep praying for me. You know, I'm going to ask God for Christmas. You know, I never ask Him for anything for Christmas except for, you know, the salvation of souls. I'm going to ask Him for enough money somehow by some miracle to get myself my own home. I saw a couple of these houses on Zillow, and they were really affordable, and they were beautifully redone. They were from the 18 and 1900s, little farmhouses. One of them was only 840 square feet inside, top and bottom. It was like a tiny home. Beautiful. Perfect for just me and the dog. And somebody else jumped right on it before I got a chance to even try to get a loan. So they go fast when they're that cheap. And the prices keep going up. It went up like $30,000. So they must have known they were selling it for too cheap or whatever. But anyway, I have so many homes saved on Zillow just in case I ever come into money. I don't want to stay the rest of my life in a trailer park. I've been here since 2015, and I wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. So, or maybe I was. Maybe God put me here for Donna. I don't know. But, I don't know. I really feel like I hope things are going to change before next year. But at the same time, I feel like we are in the end times, and even my priest, which is very rare for him, has been doing homilies, and today he literally told everybody, we are in the end times. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, you need to get ready. And it's like, oh, well, for you to be so skeptical, because I've been telling him that for the past 10 years. And now he's like, no, like, you need to get your house ready. You need to make sure you're going up because you're either going up or down, and we're out of time. And I'm like, okay. So I guess even the Catholic Church is starting to realize now that we are really in trouble here. So, but life still has to go on, and Christmas will come and go. Maybe Jesus will return on Christmas. I doubt it, though, because there's still some other prophecies that still need to be fulfilled. Like the Antichrist has to show up, and the third temple has to be built, and the abomination which causes desolation, and World War III still has to start, or it might have already started, but it has to really ramp up to the Battle of Armageddon. So we still have some time. I'd say 3 to 7 years. I think we're definitely going to be done by 2030. 2033, definitely, because Jesus was only alive 33 years. And he was gone over 2,000 years ago. So, however, God said a day to God is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years to a day. And so since Jesus died and rose again on the third day, he's probably going to wait till it's been almost 3,000 years or 3 days in God's timing before he returns. That's probably his plan, but we don't know the day and the hour, but we do know the signs. And I'm really getting aggravated because you guys don't understand how much the mainstream media is covering stuff up. Like in 2009, the scrolls, the seven, the scrolls started being opened and the seals were broken. Because at 2009, at the stroke of midnight, on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, all these mass animal die-offs began. Birds falling out of the sky, and just everywhere, all over the world that night. And they were not just every bird in the area, it was specific. Like every town had a specific kind of bird. So like in one town, sparrows, millions of sparrows. In another town, just crows. In another town, just seagulls. You can't do that unless it's God. The other thing is, I noticed myself over the years, I saw how the oceans are having mass animal die-offs. And I went a couple, summers ago, probably around 2010, 2009, 2011, maybe somewhere around there. I went to the beaches around Connecticut one summer day, and every single beach, you couldn't even walk on them. Every beach was covered with dead sea creatures. But if it was the ocean warming up or pollution, everything in the area would be dead and washing up. This was specific. Like literally, I didn't even know we had starfish up here. One whole beach for about a mile stretch was nothing but black starfish with a red dot on top. Really weird. Then the next beach was just a specific kind of crab. And then the next beach was just a mile of horseshoe crabs. And then the next beach, how do you get them to all herd together by species and then just die? God. Okay, and then water's turning to blood. People were saying, it's just algae blooms. We've had not only red tides, but we are having rivers, lakes, and ponds right before people's eyes, literally within 30 seconds. And there's videos of this where people were just fishing or swimming at a lake, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's red. And when it was tested, it was not algae, it was blood. People were saying, a factory dumped red dye. Yeah, 50 times already in every single river around the world. Come on. It's not just algae, even in the winter. Okay, explain that. An algae bloom in the middle of winter with snow on the ground, rivers flowing blood red, oceans. And now it just happened. It was the, not the Euphrates, because that's dried up now, which is another Bible prophecy, but the Tigris River just turned to blood the other day. Look it up. Blood red. There's monsoons and floods happening in desert areas, turning into lakes and oceans where it's not possible. The Lord said that would happen. And areas that were wet have now dried up. So it's happening, and your mainstream media is keeping you so busy with stupid stuff like COVID and vaccines and what's the latest thing now? There's some other dumb thing going on. And the Trump all the time, and Biden, and the war and Ukraine and all that. No, they're just keeping you, busy from seeing biblical prophecy. Meanwhile, we have Satan after school club in a lot of schools now. Satan clubs, okay? It's just, it baffles me. Like, for example, I have people on my Facebook page I've known for many years. They watch my videos. I provide proof, my own personal testimony, and proof over the years that we are in the end times, that God is real, that heaven and hell are real. And I got friends decorating their entire house like overkill Halloween and leaving it up way past Halloween and enjoying the dark side and dating witches. And it's just like, hello, you know me. We've talked. You know the Bible's true. You've even told me we're in the end times. And yet, why are you doing that? Why are you participating in all this demonic crap? Seances, Ouija boards, filling your house inside and outside, which, by the way, then they're recording hauntings. Which there has been a lot of hauntings around. Even people who don't believe are starting to see manifestations of ghosts and demons in their houses. This is also end time stuff, okay? Because CERN's opening up portals, and people. There was a prophecy where the devil's throne was actually in Geneva, Switzerland. So no wonder CERN has opened up there, because that's where Satan's been hiding. That's where he put his throne for some reason, was in Geneva, Switzerland. So, I mean, again, a lot of this is just conspiracy theory to most people, but for us remnant faithful, I can't even say us Christians or Catholics, because it's not everybody. Most of the Catholics are dumb as doornails when it comes to this stuff. So, and they don't want to believe, or they don't believe. And so, you'd be surprised how many Catholics lately are just telling me that the Eucharist, even though we've had a lot of Eucharistic miracles again, even in Connecticut recently, where the Eucharist is turning to blood, and we've tested it, and it's actually Jesus' blood type, and it both dates fresh and also 2,000 years old at the same time. How does that happen? A miracle? Okay. Well, we've had a lot of Eucharistic miracles, and then there's still people saying, oh, it's just a symbol. Why do we bother arguing? I can't even bother arguing anymore. At this point, it's just like, listen, I think that people are so far gone at this point. You're either on track by now, or you are really just never going to get it. So you're wasting your time going to church. If that's, and I can't stand, we have a really great priest in our church who does Latin masses and puts the kneelers out. I begged him for years. Finally, he did it. And we're still seeing a lot of people rebelling, and they refuse to kneel even though they can. And they refuse to put the Eucharist on their tongue, and they're just insisting on putting it in their hands. And then they wipe their hands on their shirt, and it's like, how disgusting. You're going to go to hell for that. Like, you need to answer to Jesus on Judgment Day. There's no excuse. You know darn well, if you're a Catholic, you should believe that every little particle, even microscopic, is the Lord. That's why my priest is, and I literally see him do this, okay? He goes with a little black light on his phone after each mass, and he eats, and I even though when I tell him, I'm like, Father, that's not part of the Eucharist, those aren't crumbs. He eats the dirt off the floor, the white, anything white, just in case. And I'm like, Father, that's not it. That was there before Mass. You're eating dirt. He's like, well, I got to make sure, because I don't want Jesus on the floor. So you got to give him credit. I mean, that's awesome. But he's eating dirt and lint and stuff, but he just doesn't want to take a chance. And so that's how serious he is. So good for him. And yet you have these other people, it's disgusting. They take the Eucharist, they carry it back to their seats. I got to yell at them. I'm like, excuse me, where are you going with that? Because if I'll chase you out there, if you go out in the parking lot with that, you're going to get clobbered. So, because I know what people do, they steal it. If I see someone I've never seen before and receiving it and carrying it away, I know that they're probably a witch or something, and they're going to steal it. Or desecrate it. So I don't take a chance. I stop them and I yell at them. And I make him eat it. The priest should do that as well. But he's busy up there trying to hand it out. So the point is, people are really, really, really disrespectful to the Eucharist, to our Lord, and they're going to be paying for it one day, because it's very hard to find a real priest who offers kneelers and Eucharist on the tongue without a problem, and, offers Latin masses and low masses and sung masses. And if you're not taking advantage of this and Eucharistic adoration and all this stuff, if you're not taking advantage of that, shame on you, because a lot of the parishes around here don't do any of that. They refuse to put it on the tongue. They refuse to let you kneel. Okay? And so which is wrong because technically that's against canon law. But they're doing it. These jerk priests are doing it. And so I'm very blessed to have a good priest and a good church. Unless they ever move him, and then we're going to be in trouble. We'll get some liberal idiot in there, and that's why I wanted to be a priest, so I can make sure that things got done properly. I mean, I don't care if you cut my head off. I want things done properly. And so whatever. I'll probably never get to be a priest, but in the meantime, just please, people, do the best you can. If enough people rise up and complain and say we want things done properly, they will. But it's because people don't want to do it on the tongue, and they just don't get it, or they don't believe. Because how can you do that if you believe that that's the body and blood of Christ, that you're worthy with your filthy hands to touch the Lord with unconsecrated hands? Give me a break. And it's the old people that are the worst at it. I can understand if you can't kneel, but don't put your hands out even when you can put it on your tongue. Give me a break. So, I mean, you're putting cookies in your pocketbook and eating them later. You can't put the Eucharist on your tongue. You're worried about germs. All right, well, that's it, everybody. I will keep you guys in touch with what happens. I still don't know what's going to go on. Probably this week sometime. They'll probably show up at a time where we least expect it. These social workers will be all over me again because of the reports that went through that Donna admitted she didn't mean or whatever. And but it's too late. The ball got rolling again, and so this is like the 5th time now. And because I'm such an abuser. Yeah, I slap her every day. I scream at her. I'm horrible. That's why I just bought her a Christmas tree with the little paycheck I had. But whatever. Social workers need work to do, I guess, so they gotta come flying around here like flies to crap and be all over me and make my life miserable. And she knows what she's doing, But anyway, it's too late now. Hopefully this will blow over as well. That's why I'm just trying to get on my own so that I don't have to worry about these things anymore. But that's it. I need a lot of prayers. Maybe if God gets the heaven stormed enough with prayers for me, maybe he'll move mountains for me. I don't know. Because it's going to take a literal miracle for me. I need at least 400,000 or more just to get a house around here, and that's what they're going for everywhere around here, even these tiny little ones that are 1800s. Connecticut's too expensive. I'm also getting very bored. I want to live my life. I want to have my ministry. I want to do something for God. And if I can't become a priest, then I want to get married. And I'm getting older. So it's like I want to know what God wants me to do with my life so I can hurry up and do it. I'm tired of doing the same old, go nowhere job, underpaid job, part-time job, no home, no wife, no vocation, no nothing, I want a career or vocation that I love. I want to do a ministry. I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. If I can't be a priest, then, that's my first choice, priest or religious brother, but if that's not God's will, then I hope he sends me a worthy wife. We are running out of time down here, so, it's now or never, Lord. Oh, man. Alright. I'm so exhausted. I'm just talking gibberish. I'm going to go. Have a good night. Bye.